Some indie games receive a lot of attention and recognition. Games like Hollow Knight, Dead Cells, The Binding of Isaac, Outer Wilds, Dredge, Sea of Stars, Celeste. These are all amazing games and they deserve their success, but there are also several high-quality indie games that receive little to no attention. And in this video I'd like to introduce you to some indie games that are less known and that you might have missed. So something I'll ask you is, give the games I'm going to mention a chance. Don't let graphics or simplicity of gameplay stop you from trying these games, because they're all awesome. And most games I'll mention are multi-platform. I'll start talking about a game that certainly will not receive any resistance because of the graphics or art, because this game looks and sounds amazing. This is Tales of Iron. It's a very unique game, not only in terms of visuals, but also soundtrack, sound effects, presentation, and in terms of gameplay, it's spectacular. It's a 2D platformer, a Metroidvania, involving rats. The Rat Kingdom is attacked by the frogs, and our objective in the game is to rebuild our town, which was destroyed, and at the same time retaliate and investigate what's happening in the Frog Kingdom. This is a game that kept me hooked from start to finish, and it took me around 6.5 hours to beat. I highly recommend it. Another unique experience in terms of visuals and also soundtrack is Last Day of June. This is a game that involves exploration and solving puzzles in a village where an accident took place. And we revisit events from the day of the accident to try to prevent it from happening. I won't go into details because this game's story is very touching, but I'll say that this game is fantastic and only takes 3 to 4 hours to beat. A game with a very different concept is The Longing. This is a game that takes 400 days to complete. And when I say 400 days, I mean literally 400 calendar days. You could even start a save, close the game, open the save again in 400 days, and you will beat the game. But then you won't enjoy the incredible experience that this game offers. The context of the game is the following. We control a character called Shade, who's the last servant of the king of the underground kingdom. The king goes into hibernation and will wake up in 400 days. And with that, the gameplay begins. We have 400 days to explore the underground kingdom the way we want. The game has multiple endings and it's super engaging, so I highly recommend it. Another game that involves time as a central theme is Minit, but while The Longing is a game with a super slow tempo, Minit is frantic. In Minit, we have 1 minute to act. After 1 minute, we die. But this 1 minute cycle is enough for us to explore the scenarios and understand what we need to do to move forward. I know that this game will probably cause a lot of people to be resistant just because of the visuals, but give it a chance because it's really worth it. And also it's a short game. It takes about 1 to 2 hours to beat, so I highly recommend it. And now a game with very charismatic visuals. This is Pikuniku. This is a crazy 2D platformer with a super engaging story and a gameplay loop that involves solving puzzles and doing platforming. Since this game is pure insanity, it's actually really hard to describe it exactly, but when I played it, I was super engaged with it. Both the story and the gameplay are amazing, I loved the experience, and it's another short game, about 4 hours long, so give it a chance because it's amazing. Now a mobile game, one that is really awesome. It's one of the best mobile games I've ever played. This is Swordigo. It's a very good 2D platformer with Metroidvania elements. It's super simple, but at the same time it's lots of fun and very engaging. When I gave it a chance, I couldn't put it down till I finished it, so another game that I highly recommend. and this game is lots of fun, has a really unique look. It's Pilgrims. I think this is the only game on Steam in which I got all achievements because it's so engaging. Our initial objective is getting a bird so we can trade it with a boat keeper so we can go on a boat trip. And with this super simple premise, a lot of crazy things happen. The gameplay is similar to old school point and click games, and it revolves around using and collecting action cards. When I played the game, I couldn't stop playing it. I got all 45 Steam achievements in around 3.5 hours. I highly recommend this game. Now a game that was super important for the games industry in regards to indie development, actually one of the pillars of the indie scene, but nowadays this game isn't talked about anymore, at least from my perspective. This is World of Goo. This game is super unique, its art style is wonderful both in terms of visuals and soundtrack, the story is super fun, and its main aspect, the gameplay, is wonderful. In this game, we gotta create structures to advance through the scenarios, and the process of doing so is lots of fun and engaging. I highly recommend it. Now a game that is, at the same time, a super simple rhythm experience, but also a great tribute to the industry of games. This is Old School Musical. Its gameplay is excellent, it features a very fun story mode, so if you like rhythm games, you really should try it out. And I saved the best for last. This is one of my favorite games of all time, The Machine. This game is spectacular, it's really incredible. It's a game with more than 25 endings that focuses on a phenomenal story and with a gameplay loop that involves solving puzzles in a super immersive world. With each gameplay cycle, we learn more about the game's world, and there are many story branches for us to explore. I highly recommend it. Also, I recommend my Nintendo GameCube showcase. Check it out. Thank you very much for watching.